it's me, Mario!
Yeah. Tak. Dobra, daj mi tą myszkę. Ja czynię honory. Pierwszy.
Nie, bo
Pierwszy.
ostatni.
Daj mi tą myszkę. O nie.
Zaczynamy.
I wonder if there's been any feedback on the article so far.
Czekaj. Czy na pewno czegoś nie pominęliśmy tym razem? O, tak. To. Przeczytaj to.
Dobrze. That could cater to the supernatural audience more than knows, right? Time to turn this in and finally get some sleep. I might miss some things about college, but all-nighters is not one of them. I wonder if there's been any feedback on the article so far.
Świetnie. Dobra, nadrobiliśmy.
And would you look at that? 322 comments and growing. Supernature traffic working is magic. The only difference between this article and the others is that the writer bothered to spell check. Ouch. 12 alive, not more of this hocus pocus. Do people actually believe this? Not gonna lie, buddy, I'm kinda with you there. Repost this on 5 different pages or mother will die in a car crash.
In 406.
LE, cokolwiek to oznacza. The ghost of the Zodiacs possessed Sarah. She was pulled into the abyss. Remember Sarah. 99% of people won't post this, will you?
Czy to jest po prostu komentarze do jej artykułu?
Tak. Supernature getting more and more sensational. What a surprise. Huh. Maybe I shouldn't have been so scandalous. I got a free $100 gift card for Teller Online by signing up here. Blah 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 blah. There's always one. Pretty brutal reception. I should probably rethink how I write these articles. It might really matter down the road. Ah, the boss. Hello.
Miss Hart, well done.
Oh, thanks.
The quality of your writing certainly speaks for itself, and your angle of approach has garnered quite some traffic. As expected, your articles are of considerable worth.
Well, sir, writing is what you hired me for.
Not really.
Pardon?
Oh, nothing.
That sounded strange. Okay, sir, if you say so.
I do indeed. Farewell, Miss Hart.
And now I'm wondering why Pathfinder really hired me. I mean, his interview was pretty shoddy. It felt like he'd already made up his mind to accept me before he even called.
Czekaj, idę do tych dziadów.
Dobrze. What if I'm being used? Przychodzisz tu, czy patrzysz na szczurki?
Ziomek, one gryzły klatkę. W sensie spód klatki.
Jak zwykle.
Spód?
Oczywiście.
Podstawkę?
Oczywiście. Working for Supernature is starting to get to me. I should just work. Work for this job that's putting a roof over my head and food on my table. Okay, now that I've met all the suspects, it's time to consider my next steps. Founders Day brings up a pretty good opportunity. I could just invite them to one of the pageants. Spend some time with them. Do a little digging. What should I focus on? Kogo chcemy, kochanie?
W sensie? A co jest?
Becketa, Halta, Leafa czy Zaksa? Zapraszamy.
Na co?
Na jakiś tam ten dzień taki.
Leaf.
Albo Halt. Halt też był feministki.
Leaf.
Czemu Leaf?
Leaf.
Jego podwolisz?
Tak.
Więc ci będzie. Leaf. Oh. Tickets to the pageant? Check. Flawless excuse? Check. Obligatory nervousness? Check. Unfortunately. Right, here goes nothing.
Hi.
To jest moje hi.
Oh, okay.
Zniszczyłeś moje hi. Hi.
Are you here to buy something this time?
Why does he have to make it sound so terrible? Honestly, no, I'm not. I'm here to invite you out on a date. It's what you thought I was going to say, wasn't it? I'm here for a different reason.
Actually, I never expected a date.
What? Really?
I thought of around 5 different possibilities for what you were going to say. This is a stick up. One, the most likely option.
What kind of person do you see me as?
A treat.
Yeah, this was probably a terrible idea. But whatever, I've already committed. I have to see it through. Well, I'm not here for a stick up. I just wanted to invite you to a show.
A show? Why?
It's the Founders Day pageant at Season 3 Theater.
Theater. That's expensive.
Yes, it is. Good thing that Pathfinder is willing to reimburse this particular expense.
I don't understand. We are strangers. Why are you inviting me to a show?
Wait, we are strangers?
When are we friends?
I'd at least call us acquaintances at this point.
It's still a big cost for an acquaintance, so why?
Isn't it normal for people to invite each other to the pageants? Symbol of unity, goodwill, nationalist pride.
Zły. Niedobry. Zły zbiórek.
No chodź, bo potrzebuję twojego głosu.
No.
Faktycznie potrzebowałam twojego głosu.
I don't know what normal is.
Oh? That sounded strangely sad. Then what's normal to you?
Pigeon invitation are think posts for future favors. People are only nice to you when they want something. They will use a show to butter you up, and then they will make an impossible request.
Where exactly did you live for that to be the door?
The word, it's human nature.
Trust issues, so many trust issues. What will convince you that I'm not trying to extort you?
Nothing.
Think harder.
I have. If there was a way, I would have already suggested. Because you don't seem like the worst person in the world.
Oh, I think he's saying that he wants to trust me. I might be imagining things, but I feel like I've made a tiny bit of progress. Then how about a contract?
Oh, is it a contract?
You know, something that details the terms of our agreement.
Dobra, przerwa. Trzeba szczurki ogarnąć. Ogarnęliśmy nasze szczurki i teraz możemy robić co chcemy.
Tak. Dobra. I, Alison Hart, the giver, hereby transfer the ticket of the pageant to the ownership of Leaf Levis, the receiver, including all the rights, titles, inserts included with the ownership of said ticket. Furthermore, upon the transfer of this ticket, the giver concedes all rights to the ticket. The giver is prohibited from using this ticket or the transfer of this ticket to impel the receiver in any way or to any action. Sound good?
Do you have that prepared?
No, it sounds nice and legalistic though, doesn't it?
Huh. I'm surprised that you would write a contract for something this simple.
Well, does it help you trust me?
Contracts only carry weight because the singers are liable to prosecution if they are broken. So a contract won't work.
Ziomek! He stared at me for a long moment. I couldn't read his gaze, whether it was calculating or doubtful or curious. Then he suddenly reached out and took the ticket.
There's no point to a contract for something like this. I will see you at the show.
You're coming?
I wouldn't have taken the ticket otherwise. That would be rude.
But since when was he worried about being rude? Rude.
Thank you, Alison. Maybe this time will turn out better.
What will turn out better?
Nothing.
I don't think I can believe that.
That's fine, goodbye.
Dobra, ale mamy ziomka, tak? Jedziemy z ziomkiem. August?
26. 7, 8, 9.
29, bo to te kilka dni, żeby minęło i się spotykamy z tym ziomkiem, wiesz?
Opera.
Pera,
Teatr.
mam nadzieję, że będzie inaczej ubrany. Wow, this place is really nice. Usually I only see the pageant at small theaters.
On będzie ubrany w zajebisty garnitur, że aż się posikasz.
Świetnie. Aż będzie mi mokro na dole. But thankfully, Pathfinder's willing to reimburse a bigger expense. I wonder how much money Supernature makes. They probably get tons of advertising fees. Well, I guess I'll just take my seat and wait. Why do I feel like someone's watching me?
Czekaj.
Chcę go!
On się zajebiście ubrał. Nie tak jak przewidywałem, ale zajebiście się ubrał.
Podoba mi się jego kapelutek.
No.
Ten kapelutek ma fajny. I ten krawat też ma fajny. Jest taki inny. Or maybe he's staring at someone behind me. That would make more sense. I've never seen this guy before. Is he mouthing something? He's not looking away. There has to be someone behind me, right? Don't see anyone. Wait. Where'd he go? Okay, Alison, calm down. Don't overthink things. This job is making you paranoid, that's all. Dlaczego teraz jest tak?
Did something happen?
Huh? Oh no, where did you come from?
The door?
Right.
You didn't notice?
I guess I didn't. Haha, silly me. You know how founders they can be, a little daydreamy.
Did you drink?
What? No, I didn't drink.
Sorry, just wanted to know. It's normal around this time of year.
I wouldn't get drunk right before an expensive show.
That's true. But if you do decide to get drunk at any point, let us know so we can take reasonable precautions. You can't go anywhere alone when you are drunk, and you definitely can't drive.
I'm telling you, I won't get drunk. Wait, we?
I invited some others. I hope that was okay. Wziął to przy dopiorę.
Ten friend zone. Others?
Hej, honey nugget. Dlaczego oni są wszyscy?
Spieprzaj.
Jakby był Halt, byłby sam.
Nie, pewnie też jego by zaprosił przynajmniej.
Przynajmniej Becketa, nie? Dobra.
I wtedy byłoby
Good
fajnie.
afternoon, Miss Allison.
Wow, someone's dressed up. No przecież ten ziomek to lubi, także wiesz.
Hej. O.
Wow.
Wszystkich.
Ale ja chciałam tylko ciebie, ziomek, ja cię lubię.
Should I not have?
No, it's great, really. Tak. And it really could get more convenient for me. Nieprawda, chciałeś poderwać tego ziomka. Except if Mary came too, but I always knew that'd be a long shot. We should all sit down. Coś się tam otworzyło.
Nie wiem, widzę. No ale dobra, rób coś.
Do you guys know where your seats are? Zamknij się. No zamknij się.
They are on this row, actually, right next to each other.
Słaby masz ten głos tej Julie. Julie wygląda na typową ekscentryczkę z piskliwym głosem.
Okej, zaraz załatwię.
Really? But our tickets should be in different batches.
A friend took care of the matter.
A friend.
Marine, you meet her already? Met.
Mary went through all the trouble of helping them sit together. Czekaj, może będę kogoś udawać, żeby ci było łatwiej. Jakiegoś ziomka. That doesn't sound like her.
Oh, did you just adore Founder's Day?
Nie aż tak.
Look at all the pretty quiche shine. It's like art.
Może ja będę Julie.
Nie.
Ty będziesz ziomkami.
Nie. I always wish I were good at art. But I learned, and my dear granny, bless her soul, affirmed that I have the artistic talent of a belligerent mongoose. You can compose joys and sing.
No to co to mówisz?
And sing. Nie, dobra, ty rób sobie, Julie.
Neither of which have anything to do with color of fine motor skills. But thanks for the both of coffees and Twitch.
You know, the history behind Quishilan is really interesting. They were first made out of woven cloth until silk was discovered. But even though the rich could afford to make silky, only government officials were allowed to wear silk in public. It was a status symbol. Shows how people will try to differentiate themselves with just about anything great. Jaki wkurwiający. Now, thanks to industrialization and civil rights, anyone can have a silky.
Świetnie. Someone's leaking his inner history teacher.
Expect key aren't silk. Not anymore. Silk's too heavy. People aren't used to that kind of weight on their clothes.
Huh. Then what are they made out of?
Crepelin, chiffon, polyester, stuff like that. What is it? She appears startled, uncle. What for? How your thuggish appearance belies extensive knowledge on sewing.
Thuggish might be a bit harsh. I guess I just didn't expect you to be the type to like fabric.
Nothing to do with liking fabric. Had a job once, you don't need to know.
I on miał robót. Hulk knows everything. That's why we call him Grumps, or Dad, or Uncle. Well, that makes more sense.
Kishalan. I find it rather fascinating that certain terms have kept their Astrae's roots even though it is now considered a dead language.
Maybe because it refers to something traditional.
Very possible. The literal translation of Kishan is vestments of the moon. Kiwi were once made by the hands of select artisans. Many of them symbolize stories, culture of family history by utilizing specific decorative elements. More than the mere clothes, Ki are seen as a chronicle, an artifact, a memento.
Does your Qui tell a story?
Oh, don't get him started. It certainly does. This has been handed down for generations. Great care has been taken to preserve the fabric. If you look closely, the brown embroidery reflects the sinuous beauty of fire. The flame-colored flowers, which are gladly represent the sword, the color reiterates the motif of fire. The key's primary color is deep crimson, which is indicative of blood. And the edges bear motifs of white flowers. White symbolizes death. If you may recall, typical funeral fare was pure white to signify innocence of departed souls. Therefore, with everything together, you may infer that this cube represents. Cooking.
Chcemy aż tak bardzo go zbić z tropu?
Ale że co?
No bo jak mu odpowiem dobrze, to pewnie będziemy mieli z nim serduszko, nie?
No. Daj cooking.
Cooking. Serduszko. Different represents fire cooked food. Swords cut food. Blood comes from meat, which is food. As for death, plants and animals died, so we can have food.
That is surprisingly amusing interpretation. Thank you.
You're welcome. You really do love history, don't you?
He does too much. Even filled his head up with the old language. In all fairness, Uncle studies in Australia is a family tradition.
You studied Australia?
Not really. It is a beautiful language that contains much of our heritage.
I really feel like this guy grew up in a different world.
He is basically fluent, unfortunately. Nimuen Luhoi Seo Gu Yuchira Hasol Ga Kusai Se Cheuk Hasen Na.
Doceniam twoje starania.
I know just enough to understand you, and it's still annoying.
Wait, what do you understand Australia?
I don't, not that much. What I know is all because of two people, one of them was this kid. Oh, uncle, you don't give yourself enough credit. The show about to start.
I'm so excited!
You have seen this 100 times. Doesn't make it any less awesome. I get it. Shh, everyone.
The lights dimmed. The gentle chatter faded. For a moment there was only peace. A silence that rested over everything. But in the quiet, in the stillness, there was an underlying thrill of anticipation. The annual pageant was something that every Lunar City citizen had seen dozens of times, and yet, sometimes the oldest stories are the most beloved. One more breath, and then the curtain opened. What played out on that stage was a tale that we all know full well. Full well. O ja pierwsze, jakie to ładne! In a time long ago, before Lunar City was created, before history began, 12 of men rose from the sea.
Kolejna strona jest moja.
Okay. But they were met with a world of fangs and shadow, a world where rabbits bathed prowled, where flowers blossomed from venom, where lava boiled in putrid fissures. The land was harsh. Stars rained from the skies and struck the ground with blood. A never-ending sea of ash tainted the horizon. Relentless winds cut into the flesh like knives.
Yet the 12 would not admit defeat. On that day they resolved to tame all of nature and create the birthplace of civilization.
The first was crude. He knew that the others will take care of everything practical: food, water, shelter. He cared little for the well-being of others or trivial pursuits like altruism. So instead, he saw ahead. To secure his future, he built a storehouse, vast and opulent, something that would be invited in the harsh winters and the plagues. He was given the name of Lumi, the rat. O, Zodiac, czyżby?
The second, selfless and dependable, worked tirelessly to cultivate the barren soil into rich, fertile grounds for planting. From dawn until dusk, she toiled until she was soaked with sweat and blood.
Sweat.
She was honored for her willingness to carry out the necessary tasks that others avoided. She was given the name of Limisha the Ox.
W. The third was short-tempered and quick to battle. He spent several lifetimes crafting and owning a legendary blade embedded with minerals from the Earth's core. When it was finished, he became the sentinel of the city, defending its borders from the rabid beasts. He was given the name of Lugang, the tiger, and to this day the lost blade of Lugang, or Lugan Gaekil, is still widely sought after.
The fourth was alert and observant, constantly predicting danger in both the present and the future. She headed the threat of the earth fissures, the potential origin of eruptions, poisonous vapor, even unknown creatures from down below. So she made it her life mission to seal the chasm, whether with bridges, natural coverings, or the burying beneath layers of rock. She was given the name of Lyrian, the rabbit.
The fifth, the wisest of them all, disappeared without a trace. He journeyed alone to distant lands, searching for something that will cure the darkness of night. One day he finally returned, and on his shoulders lay the gleaming moon, which pierced through the shadows like a crescent spear. He scaled the heights of the tallest mountain in the San Maras range and placed it in the sky. That night, and every night thereafter, the moon shone, chasing away the impenetrable dark. He was given the name of Lutsai, the dragon. No to teraz się już podzielimy na tych. For his wisdom and labor, the 12 instated him as their venerable leader. No.
The sixth was a lover of beauty. He saw how beauty could uplift the very souls and cure burdened spirits. So he decided himself to crafting delicate treasures and trinkets. Some would bring wonder, others would bring hope, others simple amusement. In this way he shared his extraordinary talents. He was given the name of Lucima the Snake.
The seventh, who was known to be lively and full of compassion, built the very first school. She constructed a place where children could be educated in history, literature, and mathematics. With her great heart for youth and learning, she single-handedly inspired a movement for knowledge and literacy. Under her watch, education and entertainment were never far apart. She was given the name of Li Koi, the horse.
The eighth was passionate and impulsive. Her personality was exactly like the wild, hostile ocean that churned around the island. Through persistence, hard work, and years of frustration, she finally tamed the waters into something usable. It is said that throughout the process she learned much about herself, and that is why water provides a reflection to this day. She was given the name of Lirana, the ram.
Czym jest ram?
Nie pamiętam, potem sprawdzimy.
The ninth, playful and spirited, was always looking for opportunities to have fun. For his project, he assembled a giant garden of trees, flowers, and shrubbery, a lively, colorful place where families could gather and enjoy themselves. He included swings, mazes, tree houses, anything that a child could ever wish for. He was given the name of Lugogo, the monkey.
The 10th loved the morning and was of the morning. She was distraught when she saw the poor quality of the air, so she purified the skies of their dust and ashes. Her hope was that every man could wake up, step outside, take a deep breath, and love the morning just as much as she did. She was given the name of Lichiel, the roaster.
Rooster.
Roaster.
The 11th was steadfast and loyal. Throughout history, he became the cornerstone of the Zodiacs. He earnestly watched over them, constructing their homes, watching their children, and overseeing their moments of conflict. He dedicated the very essence of his life to them. He was given the name of Ludal, the dog.
The 12th, passionate and deeply focused, treated the sick and the wounded. She built the first hospital and studied medicine earnestly. She could never be found in the same place. Her feet were always itching, taking her to people begging for doctors and helpers. She became a wanderer and a nomad in her quest to find death itself. She was given the name of Lison, the pig.
Thousands of years passed. The 12 ruled side by side over Lunar City. As the citadel thrived and grew, they divided Lunar Isle into 4 provinces. Canton Silla, the eastern heart of the island, was to both a lively city life. Canton Ork, the southern peninsula and the largest province, was reserved for a society of agriculture.
Canton West, which lay by beautiful natural features in the west, led a peaceful village culture. And Canton Archis, set by the mountains of the north, became the home of wealthy societies. Yet as the citadel continued to grow, the people began to grumble. Why were they ruled by others? Why were they not allowed to rule themselves?
They scorned the wisdom of the 12 and demanded a share of the power. So with heavy hearts, 6 of the 12 stepped down, replaced by 6 ordinary citizens elected by popular vote. In this way, the power would be divided between the 12 and the citizens themselves. So peace prospered. For eras, all was calm.
But this would not remain. Early one morning, the crier of Canton Arches woke to a terrible smell coming from outside his window. The odor was thick, heavy, like rotting meat. He looked outside and he saw horror beyond horror.
44 carcasses were piled beneath the sweltering midsummer sun, right in the province square. The corpses, which were already infested with maggots, were impaled by a single sign etched in blood. Judgment of the foolish. Their bodies were dismembered, their heads decapitated, cleanly and swiftly, severed by the experienced stroke of a blade. The crier alerted the canton officials immediately. The victims were identified as the families of the 6 elected citizens, those intended to share power with the 12.
Panicked, the canton immediately turned to the Zodiacs, the legendary guardians who had always guided their steps with wisdom and decorum. Why had the 6 mortals of the government been murdered? Who was responsible? Was the entire city in danger?
And yet, at the hour of greatest need, the Zodiacs had vanished. Not one was found.
The citadel dissolved into utter chaos. Slowly doubt and suspicion edged the people into blind terror. Next of kind blood brothers, sworn allies everything, no matter how strongly bound, was tested and broken. Riots rose and fell as quickly as the sun. Everyone became paranoid for his own life, driven by hallucination into insanity. The cobblestone streets were bathed in rivers of blood and metal.
And just like this, society disintegrated into anarchy. To hide their madness, the people began to fashion masks in a macabre depiction of the 12. The twisted leer of the rat, the bloodthirsty vengeance of the tiger, the uninhibited lunacy of the router. Every one of their past heroes were mutilated in a celebration of porcelain.
With their identities safeguarded, the masked shamelessly killed in their path, seeking like bandits. There was no rhyme or reason to their slaughter. All that was left of society was the desire for power and dominance. For years the city fell to peace. Traffic was forever lost as the elderly were slain and records caught fire. The past faded into ashes burned in despair.
And then a single thread snapped. The chaos stopped.
Lunar City had shredded itself to an irreparable state. It could no longer sustain the sheer violence that the war demanded. No structure remained to be destroyed, no soul remained to be slain, no fortune remained to be pillaged. The few survivors of mankind were forced to band together to ensure their survival, ending the bloodbath known as the Zodiac War.
Slowly, stone by stone, they rebuilt the clearing city back to its former glory. Slowly, person by person, they refashioned a new government led by a 12-member executive cabinet. Slowly, year by year, they repopulated the broken cantons and added one to their number, Canton Celesti, the canton of the government. Now, as we flourish and continuously rebuild, we await the return of our sentinels. Tutaj powinniśmy zakończyć.
Nie, skończmy ten teatr.
Dobrze. That was so gorgeous! No wonder season theater is so expensive.
The music was well done. Live orchestras are rare. It was like history came to life right before my eyes. History. Don't fool yourself. Erevest, it's a legend. Fiction. Well, yeah, but did you see those customs and the set design? I bet that when the actors are on stage, they feel like they have just time traveled. Not likely.
Do Halt and Zax not get along? Hey, I bet that. They had a great time either way, right, Twitchy?
Or maybe they were just trying to remember their lines?
Really?
Probably not. They're poros after all.
Well, Dumplings, the night is still young. What do you say we pop over to Season Tower and have ourselves a little dance? I'm game.
Same. Have fun.
Spieprzaj. Oh, Gramps, come on.
Why? There is no reason to go to Season Tower.
Are you kidding? You've never gone to Season Tower? What kind of law-abiding citizen are you?
Going to Season Tower is a vital part of Founder's Day. What for? To get a good luck charm for the new year? To wait in line with bowling kids and pastry salesmen? To hear the same legends over 1,000 times? To remember our beginnings, Halten? Yes, those are even. Never mind.
He was definitely looking at me when he cut himself off. What is he hiding?
Uncle, do come with us. A night like this is very rare.
Only comes every 365 days. You'd be missing out.
Not quite, Miss Allison. A night like this is far more scarce than 365 days.
What? Founder's Day is every year.
Yes.
Okay, something is definitely fishy. Hold up, honey pumpkins. You're all missing the best part.
Oh.
The lunar waltz. Remember how fun it was, Pip? Was Pip. He's Pip, apparently. Where did these nicknames come from? It was the very first year we actually managed to get Twitchy to dance with us. We can drop that now. It's Grab's turn.
You're never getting me to dance.
Wait, that means... Yes! Guys, Grams is actually coming. He won't dance, but he's coming.
I never said.
Lunar Waltz, we're headed right for you.
Thank you, Uncle.
Robiła go.
Wiesz co, następnym razem bierzemy tylko Halta, bo mnie wkurzył Leaf.
Here's the aesthetic of Founder's Day. A long string of boots planted down both sides of Season Way, filled with flowery lights, diverse words, and colorful signage. A seemingly endless line leading to the entrance of Season Tower, flanked by extensions, Clumps of people in traditional livery, boasting masks representing the 12. Everywhere you looked, there was something delicious cooking, or something exciting taking place, or something beautiful being made.
To ostatnie chyba. I kończymy.
That was the joy of Founders Day. Dobra, i tutaj kończymy.
No, do zobaczenia w kolejnym odcinku, albo i nie, albo może tak, nie wiem.
Nie wiem, jak będzie ochota, to zrobimy.
To na razie.
Pa, pa!